Inside EKU Sports, brought to you by Jimmy John's. Order Jimmy John's sandwich delivery today. Jimmy John's, freaky fast, freaky fresh. Welcome to Inside EKU Sports, a production of EKU Athletics. Big weekend, grand opening ceremonies for the baseball team at Earle Combs Stadium. And Tyler Hanson, assistant coach, is the recruiting coordinator. It's got to help when you have those new facilities.
Oh, absolutely. And I got to thank President Benson, our athletic director, and everybody that's made this possible for our new athletic facilities. It's been huge recruiting-wise. It's been huge for our player development, getting guys onto campus. And once they get here, these new facilities, they get them excited. So that's definitely helped my job a lot.
So the facilities, they've been using them, but the grand opening is this weekend. Let's talk about that a little bit and take a peek at the new facilities. New construction, including at the baseball yard, a new grandstand with more than 900 seats, including 429 chairback seats, along with handicap accessible seating. New concession area equipped with restrooms. It features team dugouts, a climate-controlled press box, which will accommodate that enhanced radio and video broadcasting, and an entry plaza for pregame gatherings, a canopy providing coverage for fans in the stands and improve the pitcher's view of home plate. The new stadium, named in honor of Hall of Famer Earle Combs. In his first season as a member of the EKU baseball team, Combs hit at least one home run in every game he played, compiled a .596 batting average. He was the leadoff hitter for the great New York Yankees, Murderers Road teams. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame at Cooperstown in 1970. Combs also served as chairman of EKU's Board of Regents. And members of Combs' family will join EKU President Michael Benson, Director of Athletics Steve Lockmuller, and representatives from the building project teams for the grand opening. It'll be Friday, 5:45 p.m., followed by the second game of the OVC series against Austin Peay. First pitch at 6 o'clock on Friday. And then on Saturday, April 15th, Eastern Athletics will host a ribbon cutting for the new state-of-the-art strength and conditioning center. That's at 11 on Saturday. The center features Hammer Strength brand equipment from Life Fitness and a nutrition bar. The center located in the Mobberly building next to Roy Kidd Stadium. So a lot going on campus this weekend. And Tyler, you talk about strength. You're banging out 4 home runs on Sunday to get a win over SIU Edwardsville. You got a guy in Ben Fisher that's hit 17, one of the tops in the nation.
Ben's been a special player this year. We lost 2 big guys to the draft last year, in Kyle Nallen and Mandy Alvarez, and we weren't quite sure how we were going to fill those 2 spots. And Ben's really stepped up this year and filled that role. He's not only hitting home runs, he's hitting for average. He's 3rd in the country in hits. He's top in home runs, and batting average, I think he's top 10. So he's been kind of doing it all for us.
Big win on Sunday over SIU Edwardsville after dropping the games on Friday and Saturday, and now Austin Peay. That series actually beginning on Thursday because of Easter weekend. And so everybody's jumbled up with Tech at the top of the conference, and 8 teams make the tournament, so there's a lot to play for.
Sure, and we got to tip our cap to SIU's pitching staff on Friday and Saturday. They really shut down our offense, and coming into Sunday's game, we really challenged our guys, and we said, we got to put some better at bats together, and we got down early. Nobody panicked. We just kept being positive in the dugout, and next thing you know, we started hitting home runs left and right, and we're right back in the game, and we ended up scoring a lot of runs. So that was big for us, and the momentum carrying us into this week. No midweek game, so we wanted to make sure we had some momentum going in. Against Austin Peay. It was a very good team. And I think our guys are in a good place right now and ready for this weekend coming up. No midweek game, but a busy week because the spring signing period begins Wednesday. What are you looking for on the recruiting trail? Absolutely, and this is the second date of the year. There's a signing day back in November where we signed 7 guys. We're losing 12 seniors this year, so we have to fill a lot of experience. And with our early signing period, we signed a lot of high school guys, and on Wednesday we're going to sign some junior college guys that we think come in and help us right away, and help us get to where our program wants to go. Where it's still a process for us, and we understand that, but we're trying to find the right fit guys for us that fit our standard and what our expectations on the direction we're trying to go. And I feel like our coaching staff's done a great job of identifying those guys, and we're going to find out on Wednesday. So the team has a record currently at 19-14. Yet you play well at home, and
the new stadium, it's a great fan experience. I mean, it just feels like a different atmosphere. You've got to feel that on the field as well.
Absolutely, and our guys love playing at home. You know, our record shows it. Guys, I think, feel more comfortable, and then our home crowd's awesome. You know, we've got a lot of students coming out the games. We get a lot of support from our community, and it's such a great feel being out there and playing in front of all those people. And it seems like it's a great experience for our fans too. You know, our chair back seats, and it's just a whole different view of the game.
All right, Tyler, thanks. Good luck against Austin Peay.
Thank you.
Again, Thursday at 7. Friday at 6 with the grand opening ceremonies at 5:45, and then the game on Saturday at 1. EKU against Austin Peay on the baseball diamond. It's going to be a busy weekend for the EKU football team as well. The spring Maroon White game. Mark Elder will be here to talk about that when we come back on Inside EKU Sports.
You don't put lighter fluid on a guy's grill, do you? He's about to set himself on fire.
Whoa.
Pretty fast.
Bam.
Have mercy. Yes, I'm loving you.
Jimmy John's.
Every day is a concept that few people can commit to. Every day requires a level of dedication that forces you to test your limits.
Every day I'll give back to the community because I draw strength from their support. Every day the sounds of your cheers will echo through my mind. Knowing that you have my back means I can always look forward.
Every day I'll be too tired to sweat and my bones will ache. Every day will provide me with the slight edge that I need to succeed. Champions are built every day.
It is football Maroon White Day on Saturday at Roy Kidd Stadium, 4 o'clock for the spring game. Mark Elder joins us now. What do you want out of the spring game?
I just want to see the guys go out there and compete and execute what we do offensively and defensively, cutting down on mental errors, just seeing them play fast and play as if they feel very comfortable in the system. That's really the biggest thing that you want to see. You've had 14 practices to make adjustments from a year ago and reinstall the things that we're going to continue doing and things along those lines. You want to see the guys go out there and play fast and compete.
The players know you. You know the players now. So has spring number 2 been different than your first spring?
Very much different than a year ago. The expectation levels are understood by pretty much everybody. There's very few additions that have joined us this spring that weren't part of the program previously. So when you have 98% of the guys understand exactly what it is that we are looking for and what our expectations and what our standards are, the other couple tend to just fall in line, whereas your very first spring, you're always trying to set that expectation level, set the standard, and nobody really knows what it is. This has been a very smooth spring thus far.
You have 6 offensive, 7 defensive players back, so there are holes to fill, but you had some depth. So do you feel like you've got things set up position-wise better as far as you go through the recruiting process, that you kind of know what you have and what to expect?
Yes and no. We're still probably a year away from saying that when we recruit a group of freshmen coming in, that a majority of these guys are going to be redshirting. We're still going to be counting on guys to come in and compete with the guys that are here currently in spring and so forth. So we're going to need guys to step in and push guys for their jobs and push to be in the 2 deep and so forth. So we don't have the depth that we need, and you're seeing that in practice. We have a couple injuries, and suddenly we don't have a 2 deep at offensive line. We don't have a 2 deep at D tackle. So we're having some issues there, a little thin at receiver. So we're still a year away from where we're going to be deep enough where we're saying, hey, it would take a spectacular freshman to come in to crack the 2 deep. A majority of these guys are going to be developmental guys. We're still going to need those guys to come in and push for playing time right away.
Constructing the stadium addition that will have the team locker room and lounge now across from the EKU sidelines, and you have the new strength and conditioning facility that's been expanded. I mean, it's amazing what you've done with the facilities and the way, what it presents about EKU football. I know it's got to help in many, many ways.
No question. Couldn't be more pleased with the commitment from the top down, from President Benson to Steve Lockmuller, our athletic director. The commitment to being successful, it's not just lip service. And that's shown in the facility upgrades that are being made. And we went from a weight room that certainly we could get a lift in, but nothing that was going to sell a recruit, to one of the premier facilities in the country at this level. It's 12,000 square feet, 20 inlaid platforms. You got a 35-yard turfed area to do dynamic warm-up. The second largest nutrition station in the country. We have a brand new team room where we can seat 122 of our players in there in permanent seats, break it up into an offense and defensive meeting on each side. The brand new locker room that we're going to be moving into this fall. I mean, those are all huge facility upgrades that are going to help us get back to the top of college football.
Excited before we know it. Will be the start of fall camp, Mark.
Absolutely. We're not far away.
All right, that's Mark Elder, head coach of the EKU football team. Again, the spring game at 4 o'clock at Roy Kidd Stadium this Saturday. And then the season, September 2nd at Western, September 9th at Kentucky, and then an off week. And then the home opener will be against Tennessee Tech. That's on September 23rd. EKU football, it'll be here before you know it. And when we come back on Inside EKU Sports, a guy that skies over the bar on the high jump.
Coming to the lunch meeting, Ned?
Forgot the reports in the car. Oh, Kevin's lunch. That's the 5th time this week.
Pretty fast.
I forgot my lunch again.
Jimmy John's.
10 seconds to go. Harper coming forward. Moves in top of the key. 6 seconds to go. The 3.
Time to jump into something called track and field, and I use the word jump with Rick Erdmann, the head track coach, because Taquan Klatt amazed everybody by setting a new school record, jumping 7 feet, 5 3/4 inches at the Hilltopper Invitational last weekend in Bowling Green. That's 4 inches better than any jump he had ever had. How'd he do it?
Well, it was just one of those days that he seems to be on top of the game, and he actually, I think that jump would have cleared 7.6, but he's a very talented young man, and I think he could, do very well in the future in this event.
Kenny Glover's 35-year-old record. He's only a sophomore, Klatt. He is unconventional. I mean, he's not a same routine every time. We had him on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, no, he's a bit inconsistent with his approach and some of the technical aspects of the whole thing, but extremely talented, a very talented young man. Kenny Glover's record, I might add, was 7.5, and Kenny Glover did it a number of years ago, but he was NCAA runner-up, I want to say 3 or 4 times. To Dwight Stones. I don't know whether who Dwight Stones was. Kenny competed at a very high level. In fact, he set the Penn relays record off the football field, was a jumping surface at that time period. And I think it was he went 7.3 there, and there were 48,000 people that gave him it was a really neat experience. He was an outstanding athlete.
Your great runner, Charlotte Emmer, out at the Stanford Invitational, first EKU woman to ever in the 5,000 meters go below 16 minutes.
Yeah, Charlotte's very talented, very dedicated young lady who works very hard and very coachable, and she was an All-American in cross country and had an outstanding cross country season, and I think that sort of projected that, her forward in track, and hopefully she'll get to she'll get to the NCAA regionals and qualify for the NCAA finals in Eugene, Oregon.
So we've talked about jumping and running, so let's combine the two. Great segue to steeplechase, where you're very good. You're 3 deep in the steeplechase.
Well, we have a couple guys that, one guy was an All-American last year, Jacob Abramson, in the steeplechase, and Jermaine Coleman, who's, I want to say, a junior, who has one of the faster times in the country right now in the steeplechase, and he's come a long way and from his performances the last couple of years. And then we actually have a freshman that ran 8:54 that is doing very well. And we have some guys in the 5K too that hopefully will get to the NCAA first round events coming up.
And that regional is at the University of Kentucky in Lexington, so close for local fans to go watch some of the great EKU track and field athletes.
Yeah, it's going to be in Lexington. This is a first time. Normally it's been in Florida the last few years at the University of North Florida, and but UK is an outstanding facility and it'd be a good place to host it.
All right, Rick, it's been an exciting spring so far. Good luck to all the track and field athletes through the OVC championship and then into the NCAAs.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
all right, that's Rick Erdmann. When we come back, we'll turn our attention to softball here on Inside EKU Sports.
EKU is the campus beautiful. The school of opportunity, where you are always welcome. And it feels like home. We're changing how we look, but our mission is still the same: to help you expand your knowledge, discover your passion, and unlock your purpose. Be a Colonel. Your time is now.
Welcome back to the show. This is the commemorative ticket from the first game ever at the new Gertrude Hood Field, and the EKU women's softball team playing that game on Saturday. And with us is senior pitcher Alex Sallberg, and you were on the mound the first game. That's got to be a huge thrill.
Yeah, it was awesome being on the field and being in the new stadium, the first one to pitch. It was awesome. I mean, I'll remember this forever. It was just a great moment.
Think about softball. It's a fast-paced game, friendly confines. The fans are right on top of the game. It's a short field. So it is a really fun game. You get that sense of the energy as you play the game, like I do as a fan?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the game is just so fast-paced, and the energy, everything that happens on the field, the fans react to, and you're right there just in the moment, and it's great.
The ball dips, dives, moves all around. You're on the mound. How do you move that ball around so much to make it hard to hit?
Well, it's all about how you place your hand and grip the ball, and then how you move your hand when you release. That's how you get it to move on each 4 planes.
The OVC is a very competitive conference. The teams are all battling to make the tournament, and you know each other because you played each other year after year. What's the key to making sure you make the tournament? And I know Coach Worthington has said we've still got to kind of button up our defense a little bit.
I think for us, we just have to be sharp for everything: pitching, defense, offense. And if we can do that, we'll definitely make the tournament and do very well in the tournament.
Your teammate Molly Pollock was on the mound on Sunday when Eastern beat Eastern Illinois 2-1 to split that doubleheader on Sunday. That was a good win and a much-needed win. And I know you've probably helped her along because you're a senior, so you give her advice.
Oh yeah, she's done awesome this season so far, and I was really glad she could go out there and get that win for us. She's just been great as my counterpart all season, and I think we work really well together.
Recreation major, going to graduate. What are your future plans?
After the season's over, I'm going to do my internship and graduate, and then thinking about going to grad school.
Awesome. What has being a colonel and attending EKU meant to you?
It's meant the world to me. I mean, I couldn't see myself anywhere else. It's just been a great 4 years, and it's really sad that it's already over.
And the next time the Colonels will be back at home, hope for a big crowd because Kentucky will be here, a nationally ranked team out of the SEC.
Yeah, I can't wait for that game. That's going to be great in the new stadium in front of, a big rivalry school. That's going to be awesome.
All right, good luck the rest of the year, Alex.
Thank you.
Alex Sallberg, one of the members of the EKU women's softball team. And again, as we said, the Colonels will be playing Kentucky. That game on April 25th under the lights at Gertrude Hood Field. The game time, first pitch at 6 o'clock. Well, thanks for joining us. That's our final edition of Inside EKU Sports this year. We'll be back again next August to begin it all over again for another sports season. But in the interim, you can always keep up with the latest news on Colonel Athletics at EKUsports.com and on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you again next season. Inside EKU Sports, brought to you by Jimmy John's. Order Jimmy John's sandwich delivery today. Jimmy John's, freaky fast, freaky fresh.